Dobrý den, vítám vás u historicky prvního Uffocastu tady z Trutnova. Standardním hostem bude ředitel UFFA a principál festivalu Cirk-UFFu Libor Kasík. Dobrý den.
Dobrý den.
A my si budeme průběžně zvát hosty a budeme se bavit o sportu, o umění, o plánech, které budou zahrnovat vlastně Trutnov a jeho okolí. A naším prvním hostem tady dnes je vážený hostaž z australského Adelaide, Joshua Hoare. Good afternoon.
Dobrý den.
Dobrý den. Jak vidíte, tak už máme tu první krůčky, ale my ten rozhovor budeme přece jenom vést v angličtině. Já ještě řeknu, že Josh je umělecký ředitel Cirkidz právě v Adelaide a to je to, o čem my se tu budeme bavit. Tedy o vznikající speciální, velice speciální škole pro sportovce, pro cirkusáky, dá se říci.
Pro umělce.
Pro umělce, pro umělce. Tak jdeme na to. So, good afternoon, guys. So, my first question, where was the idea to build that kind of school for circus or arts?
Yeah, it's upon me, because it was 4 years ago here on Festival Cirk-UFFu in 2019. Came the idea for first time, and of course because of more reasons. And one of those reasons was I saw the show Pure, which was made by young dancers and people from Trutnov, directed by Tenhle Uffocast, dancer and teacher from Trutnov, and also with basics of acrobatics. And it was in Cirk-UFFu, made for Cirk-UFFu, and it was a great show. And I realized 4 years ago that here we have quite a lot of people, young people, kids and people, just children and young people, who would like to do that. It was one of the reasons. Then the other reason was that, of course, we people from the circus world, not only from Czech Republic but from all the world, knows that Czech Republic has an artistical power, but the level of skills acrobacy is not under the highest.
So usually they are not like the people from circus, but they're acrobatics, gymnastics. Am I right? So this is like for now.
Yes, but back to the other reason, because that's for young people who will be performers of contemporary circus and other arts, you know, and so skills of Czech acrobatics is not so the highest. Of course we have great performers, but made from came from gymnastics and sports, and of course traditional circus sometimes. And also the third reason was that I knew Josh from a year ago, 2018, and also we collaborated here in UFFO in Trutnov with Australian Circus already 3 years ago. Before it was with first time with the Gravity Under Meets, and then so already 7 years we collaborating to Australians, and they are like, okay, I think years ago only the best in the acrobatics, but now in the last I don't know 6-7 years also the best in the artistical form, you know. So that's why from who to learn from the best, and also combine what we have great and they have great together and make something great new. So that was the reasons why I decided to ask Josh for collaboration.
So Josh, you are the art director of the school, of your school. How does it work there? So what are the trainings and how do you work with youngs?
So I work as the artistic director at the South Australian Circus Centre, and we have a circus school called Cirkidz, and then we have an artist development program for teenagers who are training to become professional new circus artists, and then we do adults classes. We use circus as a tool for social work, so with young people from disadvantaged backgrounds, and we also make commissions and do works, do shows as well. So we first met in 2017 maybe, or 18.
It's 18 spring in Adelaide.
Because some young graduates from our artist development program, they all 17, 18, made a show. And this show was very successful. They won of the opening week of the Adelaide Fringe, which is the second biggest festival in the world. They won the best show in the whole festival for that opening week. And Libor saw it and he said, oh, I would like to bring those young artists to Trutnov. So that was our first time we came here. And now, after COVID, we're back here again with another show. And yeah, representing Adelaide and representing the circus centre there and the school. And now we have these new plans. And
we spoke about the school because the idea came 4 years ago. And then it was 2019, and then in 2020 in Adelaide, in spring, on the festival, we spoke about the school already with Josh directly, but then came COVID, so came also quite long break,
Yeah.
And now also because of we met again, and also because of the situation with finances, we received a grant, so all the consequences we can do that, so we will do that.
If you can describe how it will look like, what will be the function, who can enter in, and if you're thinking about also the trainers, and how will it go?
So one of the key parts will be a rotating roster of Australian teachers that will come over. So basically in kind of blocks of 5 to 6 months, 2 Australian teachers will come. And then they will run classes with local teachers and young people, and then there'll be a kind of integration to the festival as well, to Cirk-UFFu as well. And the priority is really to bring in Australian circus teachers to work with local Trutnov teachers and the young people to build something interesting and different and special.
Yeah, and what's also important to know that the school will be open, of course, for children and young people from Trutnov and from the region, but also by workshops for children from all the country, and not only for the if from Poland and Germany, and it's open for all kids from all Europe, and of course also for professionals, because how I said already, also to our professionals has Australian circus something to open and give.
So if I would say I've got a kid who is, I don't know, at the age of 8, will she be able to enter to your, let's say, class or program, or what are the steps that people should head off?
Yeah, but okay, firstly about the age. Of course, in Australia, in Cirkidz, and maybe also important to say that our school, the name is Cirkidz, CZ, like Czech, CZ, Cirkidz.
Cirkidz. And it's like cheer.
Cheer, exactly. Cheers. It's also Australian.
Cheers, cheer.
But it's Australian greeting also. It's nice. And so the age, we, of course, in Australia, they have directly already, because they have it already a long time, the schools from 2.5 to 3.5, and then I don't know, 5 or 6 groups. So of course we will see how many people from different groups of ages will ask us, or will want that, and from that we will make the first groups, But firstly we will like focus on kids 5 to 8 years, but of course for all, for also younger and also older.
So you will see who will enter.
Of course, it's really important.
We'll build it a little bit for the Trutnov community, because it doesn't make any sense to bring something in that doesn't fit for the Trutnov families.
Which means that it would not be only for the age categories, but also for the, let's say, the strength categories. That mean like if this is like the beginner or advanced.
Yeah. So at home for us, the first door, like the first step, would be age-based. But then once someone shows promise and interest and gets better, then it becomes more level-based. So at that second stage, you might have a 10-year-old and a 16-year-old working together because they're both at the same age.
Exactly.
It's also about body sizes as well. Often you need younger acrobats to work with the older acrobats so they can throw them around, lift them, carry them. If they are all the same age and height, it's very hard for them to do the bigger acrobatic tricks. So at that deeper level where they're getting better, you start to go by ability and skill.
So I really hope you will have a lot of kids who will be enjoying that and who will enter. And what are your future plans? Because I know, I've heard that in Australia you have that kind of schools. You can also receive some sort of, if you have a really good people, young people, they will have received like, what's the name, when your school is paid and the program is paid. So probably, do you plan something like that to extend it like for the whole school with learning and sport and also art?
It's more steps in front, you know. So our plans are not in this level now, but what's really important, we of course have courses in some schools in Czech Republic, but it's first project in Europe with really Australian school, and what we can do is to really slowly, of course, support some kind of development of school system here, which is, by my opinion, it's not should be so difficult, but of course it's also thing of government, you know, to have, for example, university, which is not exist, and of course to have then in a couple of years maybe more like schools like that, or we can be the base, and you know, and to not only because of my our main goal to be in 7 years, like Czech Republic, like one of the leaders in the world circus, but also because it's also really important to be really for everyone, for the community, for all society, our Czech society, to be like more satisfied, more happy, you know. Because, for example, like yesterday, one of French president of school, we have school. He thought we have school. In my school he said my school is also from the kids till seniors, you know, and it could come in the future, of course, I think.
Yeah, that well-being aspect, that positive, emotional, mental health, resilience is a really strong part of what we do, and the way we do circus is really focused on well-being. Yeah. And you can see how this kind of filters through to the families and to the communities and to...
and that's also, you can see the reason why I choose the Australian school and Josh correctly, because we have so similar point of view on the world, on the life, and it's about, because their school is really connected head and body. You know, it's not only, but all everything together. It's
like positive mind.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love it. And it's an extraordinary international cooperation. Can you imagine that you will not have the kids only from Trutnov, the Czech Republic, but also internationally from the whole Europe, probably the whole world, to come here and learn how to do that?
I'm not sure if whole world, but whole Europe, it's possible, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely, we should dream big.
Yeah. And of course, for like a kind of call for children here, and also for already all professionals were asking me, hey, would you are planning, for example, something to be, for example, 5 days in Prague? I said, not yet, but in the future, why not? But firstly, can you do no. For example, one of them, I will not say name, told me, yes, it's hard for us to have, for example, 5 people for our acrobats together for 5 days, but we will try that, we will do that, you know. I will tell you then who.
And do you already know where the school will take place?
Yes, of course, because it's also one of consequences which are going like nice together. Because it's also, of course, we have this great professional UFO, but it will be not for rehearsing and for, but we have National House, also under our company where is great place for that, and also we have our cinema, and it will be great for staying off because we have apartments there, and also for rehearsals room there.
Which means that the teachers can stay there in that apartment, and you can just
Yes.
use all of those things
and
that
for
are connected
us,
together.
you know, can you imagine how much money is for us if we to still, okay, for two people, okay, 2,000 a day, you know, so it's 700 crowns a year, you know, so that help us a lot. We have that, you know.
Understand, and then you have a chance for also the kids to show what they have learned, because you have the huge stages, cinema here in UFFo, so it's also a great chance to show what they have learned, not only in festival, but also throughout all the other actions.
And this is really important for them to show, but for them to see as well.
Yes.
And that they see some of the world's best new circus at Cirk-UFFu, and then they go back to their class and they are practicing it, and then they are sharing it back again. And this is how you get artists that become stronger and stronger and stronger, because they are seeing and then practicing.
Yeah. And so that's why also we'll do what Josh said about something that each year hopefully we will have one show prepared for circus with the kids. You know, for example, we can start, I don't know, 3 months ago, before, maybe a bit more, we will see, and to prepare something. And the kids will be on the same stage as the best of the world. You know?
Yeah.
This could be quite lovely motivation for them, and they can see their idols
Yes.
Absolutely.
as well.
Absolutely.
I love that idea. Do you also plan some sort of camps, because they are quite famous here to make camps, special camps for artists, for places. So if you're planning something like that, not only school but during the summer also to have the camps.
The camps, I don't know if it's the right word, the camp, but I was thinking more in the workshops, you know, but of course something like that, if we'll call it workshops or camps, will exist, yes. But of course it comes from how the interest will be from the kids from all the country, and also from the professionals. And okay, would be camp or workshop for 5 weeks, or 5 days for professionals, and maybe in the summer or something for kids from the. But of course, kids have to realize, and children and their parents have to realize that only 5 days will not help them. It has to be somehow continually, of course, if not each day, 2 times a month.
A week.
A week. Okay, but for example, from Prague or from Pilsen, 2 times a month. Yeah, but of course it will be, you know, like okay, they can move to Trutnov, of course, but if not, would be also good for them to be here one time in 2 weeks, for example.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, you have big ideas, big dreams. But maybe other question would be, if you should compare, how does it function in the Czech Republic and in Australia, if you should take it from the point of view of the artist, how hard is that? How we should find some trainers, or how hard is that, if you should compare it?
That's important is that we will have trainers from Australia, you know, still. And also, of course, they will also work with our trainers or teachers, you know. That's also important to have Czechs here. But of course, the situation in those countries are not so different, because the contemporary circus is growing everywhere on the world. So I'm sure we are here in Czech Republic not on the top of interest yet. And I think the same is in Australia, because also I see companies like they are creating and growing, you know. So how I said a couple of minutes ago, okay, you have in Australia Grounding and Mates and Circa, for me two the biggest, greatest companies, but years ago, it was not for me show like, for example, sorry Aaron, but show like Wunderkammer was not for me so interesting of Circa. But then, okay, came Darcy with backbone, with dynamics. Then Jaron came with humans, you know, and wow! And from that time, for me, was Australia the first place in the world, you know. So okay, so just my opinion, but I'm just confirming my opinion that also in Australia is circus still growing, you know, and also here. So we have space.
Yeah. Growing and changing and working out what it actually is, you know, really working out what kind of work and kind of art we are making. The work that we just presented the last few days, you know, this is really quite, for lots of Australians, this would be quite strange work. You know, there's lots of movement, lots of visual kind of expression in there that's not just about entertaining people, but actually about speaking to people's really the heart, you know. And so, you know, lots of people would look at this and say it's more dance theatre or something like that. And that's really us using circus bodies, but trying to explore different things and different ways of communicating ideas and stories. And we are just one company in a big industry, and so every company, all of the beautiful companies that Libor mentioned, they're all trying to work out how best to make amazing work, but also make it in a way that it can sell and can connect to audiences and can connect to presenters. And all of those, you know, most of those people come from some connection to youth circus. This is really important, that Australia has this whole network of companies like ours that are making, teaching young people, and then by the time they are 18, they're kind of ready to join other companies. And if those artists in Circa and Gom and so on have not grown up through those companies, often they've been teaching at them, or often they've rehearsed in the spaces. So that youth circus sector, that youth circus network, is very tied together with the professional circus community as well.
But as Libor said, a few years ago, there were like not many companies that they were really great. So where do you see the main progress? That now we have so many companies.
The growing and then development I see also here big, because also Czech companies are working on themselves and making big steps. And I think because still the contemporary circus is not on top, because a lot of young people would like to do that, you know, and still it's coming others and others into the process, because it's not only about kind of one genre of art, but also change your life together in positive way, you know. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of kids want to do that. So hopefully we will have the same situation here in Trutnov as, for example, in Prague is. A lot of kids would like to go to courses of, for example, Cirk-UFFu school, Cirk-UFFu institution, and so they are. I know that they have quite a lot of courses, and it's still full. You can see on the website. It's quite hard to get a place in the course. You know?
So, gentlemen, thank you for the interview. I think we covered everything, and as you said, change of lives, and I hope you will change many lives of the kids and make them happy and probably successful.
Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you. Thank you.